Lawrence, welcome to Queensbury.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be part of the stable?
Oh, it feels good. It feels good. We'll see, obviously, come fight night. But overall, feeling really optimistic and really pumped and ready to go.
What drew you to Queensbury?
I think just the time and the place we're in right now, Queensbury's got all of the best heavyweights. They've got Dan Dubois, who's heavyweight world champion. They've got a foot in the race with Tyson Fury, who's gone up against Usyk. So they can have all the heavyweight belts under their stable. They've got a lot of the top guys just underneath. If we're talking Zhang, we're talking Caballero, we're talking even just below that, we're talking the Fabio Wardleys, etc. So they've got all of the top heavyweights, and they know how to maneuver fighters into the right fights. And if you're good enough, you're gonna win. And then I just saw it as it's time.
Like you say, the heavyweight division is thriving. You've moved up to heavyweight. Was it a no-brainer, really?
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. I think it became a struggle. I mean, last year I was somehow, boiling myself down to make cruiserweight. Then we were fortunate enough to have a bridgeweight opportunity, and then we saw the difference. Where I wasn't starving myself as much. I was able to put on a bit of weight for the weigh-in, and I felt my punching power coming back and even increasing. So now in this little break between that fight and now, I'm just been thinking, making myself go all the way back down to bridgeweight is going to be another battle, and I never want to have to go through that again. So I need to focus on performance, focus on, just using my attributes to the best of their ability, and they're never going to be as good if you're boiling yourself down. So I thought it's time to go up and really dance with the big boys.
Would you say your best years are still yet to come?
Yeah, definitely. I think, I've had the last decade of, as I said, I don't want to turn it into a big old thing, but you're never going to perform your best. You're not going to go on your fastest marathon run if for weeks beforehand you're not eating as you should. So now, eating, feeling happy, going to bed full, fueled. The training is still hard. It's interesting adapting to the heavyweight sort of style. I've had Nev, who won an Olympic bronze medal in the last Olympics that just went by in France. Just having little moments, pushing and pulling with, big heavyweights. It's good. It's interesting. I like it.
Like you say, your first heavyweight fight is confirmed next month. You're already feeling comfortable at the weight?
Yeah, definitely. For my bridgeweight fight, I think you weigh in 102 kilos, and then I ended up going up. I don't know. I was 108 by the time I got in the ring. So I'm already a heavyweight, quote unquote. Well, not even quote unquote. I'm just a heavyweight. So it's just about going in there and dancing.
You're straight in the rankings. Have you got anyone you've got your eye on next year, maybe?
Definitely. I think, I don't want to overlook this opponent, because obviously in boxing, if you're not focused on the guy in front of you, anything can happen. However, I will say, in an alternate universe, if I was going to do that, I'm definitely looking to become freeweight world champion. That's the only aim. So it's not a particular name, although there are some names that make it easier to get to that point. It's all about getting another world title.
Another big fight in your division now, Fury v Usyk. How do you see that going?
I actually think Tyson Fury is going to win. I think the last fight was very close. I do think, though, one of them's going to win a lot more convincingly than the last time. I think Usyk is always consistent, does the same thing every time, and does it extremely well. But I think Tyson Fury tried to box with him. He came up short, obviously, because he lost the fight. But I think he does have another style to play with, whether that's coming a bit more aggressive, front foot, not playing up to I'm gonna box with the boxer, and just kind of being a 6'9", sort of 200 and whatever pound he is, just kind of trying to go to work. However, Uzyk's very consistent, so it could go the other way more convincingly. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with Tyson Fury, but obviously it's hard to bet against Usyk.
Usyk, similar to yourself, moved from cruiserweight to heavyweight. Do you feel the strengths he's taken up the weights can be similar with yourself?
Yes and no. I think obviously I'm going to be a lot faster on my feet than most heavyweights, and probably quicker with single shots. But I punch, I believe, harder than Usyk does. So there's going to be a more. He sort of is so good at moving and slipping a shot and come back with counters, where I think whether I get it before the fight or in the fight, I'll get the respect of any heavyweight I'm in the ring with, because once they start to feel, I'm not a cruiserweight punching them, I'm a heavyweight punching them, we'll get to work.
Another person on that undercard, Moses Itauma.
Is there on this undercard?
Fury Usyk.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. What do you make of him?
I think he's fantastic. You know, obviously, it's well documented. He came to spar me when he was 15, 16, and I was preparing for my first world title fight. And I could see his talent from then. Very fast, very explosive, very good technically, and he's one that I'm always sort of behind. Not, you know, I just, like I said, I think he's good.
Finally, back to yourself. Have you got a message for your fans?
Oh yeah, just tune in, watch heavyweight Okolie. We saw Bridgerweight go in and get the knockouts. This time I'm feeling it again. I'm feeling explosive. I'm reminding myself of, you know, my younger days, you know, I was able to punch hard, punch fast, punch often, and just really focus on getting knockouts. So that's what me and Joe are doing in the gym now. And then on December 7th, you're going to see it. And then the whole of 2025.